Welcome back to another episode of Decoded by Abigail Poser. That's me, where I get to dig in for about a minute or two to another world, to another subject. And I'm super excited to have a friend of mine, Valerie De La Rosa, join us. Not only is she a media executive and founder of Corporate Board Millennial, but she's a social advocate. She actually works in our government. And I would love to understand a little bit more about that. Like, how did you get involved in local government? What does it mean to you? And how do we get involved? So I know that's a lot. Let's start with the first question. How did you decide to do this?
It all started with a tweet. I saw a tweet from now Council Speaker Corey Johnson, who was and still is the City Council member for City Council District 3, about a participatory budgeting program and being a budget delegate for that. So that was really my first step. I certainly didn't start serving on the community board as my first involvement, but I just was curious about the city and I got to know more about it. And the more I learned about it, the more that I wanted to have an impact on it.
How come?
Because the moment you walk outside your front door, the city affects your quality of life. And you might even say that it affects the quality of life while you're in your apartment because of noise or you can hear from inside. So the city affects all of that. How big your sidewalk, whether or not your sidewalks are repaired, how's the condition of the road, how many trees do you have, all of that.
Right. I remember we used to have a lot of potholes and there was construction that was going on, but never seemed to really go anywhere. And my husband would get so upset and make the calls because right? We want to feel good with the streets that we walk on every day. So thank you for helping us have a more beautiful, safe environment. And, it's such a timely conversation right now as we realize how important it is to really participate in our governmental system, that it really has an impact. So if I want to join, what do I do?
You just start by paying attention. Paying attention to, and it's so easy to do right now because everything is accessible via video conference. So it's easy for you to tune into that city council meeting, maybe while you're typing up something. It's easy. It's so easy to now even testify in front of city council from your home. There couldn't be an opportunity to be closer to local government than there is right now.
Right.
Yeah. So to get involved, what are the action steps? First, find out who your city council person is. What city council district do you live in? Their office is a great resource, a great first stop resource for your questions. And there are great people working in those offices to help direct residents just like you. Find out what community board you live in. It's a different district. It might comprise some of the same, some different neighborhoods. And your community board is a place that's a forum for the public to come together and have their issues raised. While the community board doesn't issue any regulatory opinions, they do issue advisory opinions in the form of resolutions that are then sent on to the mayor, to different city commissioners and city council people regarding specific pieces of legislation and response, as well as proactively pushing for different initiatives and changes. So I would say those, and then your elected officials at the state level and even at the federal level, they have local offices and they have really great people that serve as liaisons to the community boards that are going to be responsive specifically to your need because they are for your area. Right. So those are some of the strongest, some of the ways to have some of the strongest ties.
Easiest access. As you can hear, I live in Manhattan. I live in the city.
Yeah.
I hear the sirens, and I know you live in the city too. So what is the district that you're in?
So I live in the West Village, which is City Council District 3. And then that's within Manhattan Community Board 2 is a separate district. So, and I sit on I was appointed to Community Board 2 by the Manhattan Borough President's Office. So when I speak about my experience here, I am speaking on behalf of myself and not on behalf of the board. So I had to put that in there.
Yeah. Disclaimer taken. So because you have a variety of experiences, professional experiences, personal experiences. Do you see them dovetailing? Do you see like one side of yourself benefiting the other? So you're the marketing side benefiting the political side, the political side benefiting the marketing side.
Oh, definitely. You know, I think that, you know, the way that the local government markets itself to its residents, the way different pieces of documents support and market them, you know, market the position of you know, of a resolution, whether it's let's pull this data, let's pull a map to like just to you know, to really sell our position, you know.
Yeah. So all that requires that marketing skill.
Yeah.
As we think about local government, what profile do you think is necessary now? Like what types of people do you think we need more of in our local government?
So we
The
need
volunteer space that you're in.
that are what?
The volunteer.
Yeah. Okay, good. Yeah, I wanted to make sure that yes, this is a non-salaried. The community board position is a non-salaried position, but they are held to the Office of Ethics Code of Conduct. Yeah. So same as any city council person or the mayor. And so what we need is we need more young, diverse voices. We need the people who are appointed to the community boards to reflect the people who live in that district. So, you know, recently, I know within the Manhattan community boards, a lot of data is pulled as to that type of profile. And the one statement that they came out with is that community boards need more young Hispanic renters. And, which, hello, that is me. I am a Hispanic millennial who rents in the West Village. So I felt as though I checked that box. So, but we do need more young. You know, it is a time commitment. You know, it's definitely a time commitment. But it's worth it to be able to try to leave something and leave a place better than how you found it. So that really what really guides me.
Wow, what a nice sentiment to end our awesome interview.
Yeah.
Like we're put on this earth to make it a little bit better. If you can make it a lot better, even better. But like, and we all have an opportunity to do that, whether it's through local government or other means. But Valerie, you do it through the local government. So thank you so much for all of your efforts in helping the city to be a more peaceful, more beautiful place. Thank you for joining us, and I look forward to seeing all of you on our next episode. Bye.
Bye.